Good morning, boys and girls. How are we on this spooky Halloween? Are you all well? I hope so. Good to see you all. Yes, very fancy, very fancy. I have my, little bride veil going here. Looking very swish, I must say. Brings back memories. Maybe not such good memories, but you know. Yes, I was having a bit of trouble with my lippy. Thank you, Graham. And what's everybody doing for Halloween? Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on. What do we got? It's John's a reseller or just whoa. What's going on over here? Oh, you want me to put my veil back on?
Hello,
Hello,
humans.
Bronwyn.
I've dressed up as one of you.
Yep.
How are you, Granny?
I'm very well, thank you. You might need to get a little bit closer to the microphone.
Oh.
Or is it me?
How's that sound? No, I'm not too sure. Wait a sec, I'll turn it up.
Yep, that's better.
How we going? That's good.
That's better.
How are we, humans? It's good to see you all again. Welcome to our first AMA. Or I suppose it'd be almost an AUA, wouldn't it, Granny? Ask anything.
Yes, ask us anything.
Yeah, so it's good to see everyone. And hello, welcome to the 20 that are in the chat. I will sound like I got more emphysema today because I got like 16 lows on. I promise you that I don't sound like Darth Vader in real life. It's just the CO2 that I'm sucking in, all your dirty air up here out of the ocean. So
all that pollution. So did you carve the pumpkin behind you yourself? I was wondering.
I did actually. I did. Yeah, it was a bit hard to keep washing away with the tides. The seven seas tried to take it away, but I got it back pretty easy. So all good on that front.
Very good.
Well, I suppose we've got to get to the chat, Granny, because there might be some questions leading for us.
There could be.
Speaking of our resident serial pest, hello, Blake. How are you?
Morning, Blake.
7 p.m. in Florida. So yeah, around about that time.
Good evening, Lisa.
Yes, we're just waiting for Granny to dig herself up.
Yes.
Which is quite evident. So, no, speaking of which, Granny, I thought we were agreed on costumes. I thought you were dressing up.
Very funny. Very funny. Look, I've even gone to trouble with my shells at the back here and everything.
Yes. That's good. It's really hard to, just scratch the old octo noggin under there. So.
Oh, your eyes move. Oh, that's a change.
That's right.
I think you should when you finish, take the eyes off that and put them on your own self. Yes.
Well, that's right. I might have to do that myself. Yeah, that's right. More than okay. I was about to see what Granny had to teach me about books, and I saw this. Yeah, well, this is probably more exciting than what Granny could teach us. Just crying for Mel and saw this. Yeah, I've just watched Mel's video. Just finished up watching Tech's video whilst waiting for Granny to move the mausoleum doors out of the way so she can come on.
Creeping out of the mausoleum.
Given the wrong day for John's live. Yeah, like we mentioned further in the chat that he normally does it Tuesdays and Fridays, but from what you're saying, Lisa, is he must have changed it. I haven't really caught up with the latest for John, so.
Yeah, well, it's Tuesday night, so yeah, we'll see. The thing being, we're a day ahead, so.
Oh, you might have moved it for Halloween.
Our today's there tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, Lisa said he must have changed it this week.
Yes, it's very difficult keeping up. That's one of Granny's biggest problems is keeping up with those time zones, I tell you.
Cool. It seems like everyone's talking to themselves. I'll scroll down. Graham's here. Good day, Graham. How are you?
Morning, Graham.
Yes, she's having a bit of trouble with the lippy. Last time she tried to put some lipstick on, she was away for 3 weeks. So I told her not to go near her eyes this time because last time she was doing this, she thought she was the Joker. She was all over the place and hit herself in the eye.
How do I look in white? White veil.
I don't know.
I
don't know. My bubble eyes they're not looking straight, so they can't look you in the eye and give you some lies. So morning all, more trick or treats for tonight and secretly hoping no one shows up so I can eat them.
Good on your backs.
Unfortunately, the Octo Lair is quite well known in Bermuda for the treats. So unfortunately, I won't be able to have any myself. I'll have all these kids coming up and wanting food.
Dear.
I feel like the lights out for this background. Yeah, we're in the middle of the day, so I can't really do much about the lights at the moment. But
Me
tonight
either.
we are
I've got
speaking.
I've got a big window there, so yeah, I can turn the lights
so
off. It's still going to be daylight.
I'm pretty sure we've already said, but Granny's will be hosting tonight's live on her channel. So obviously it will be a bit darker, so it might be a bit more spookier on my end. So we've got the little Cthulhu. Ooh, trying to scratch myself in the ear. Got a little Cthulhu and my little pumpkin here, so we might actually be able to lighten it up depending on how dark it is tonight.
We may. I might even turn up in a different costume. Yet you don't know. Yeah.
Well, that's all
Mm.
right. Fancy.
True.
Where is he? You should be mowing the lawn backs, not buying snacks. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I didn't think he was that smart. Apparently, Graham takes fancy to you, Granny.
Thank you, Graham.
Hello, Ken. I just finished your podcast as well. I'm all on top of it this morning.
Morning, Ken, or evening for you.
Bronwyn, my first time here. Well, good morning.
Good morning, Bronwyn. Hope you enjoy our little chitty chat.
Put it back on. Good. Yeah, I agree. The screen said we were waiting for the Disgruntled Octopus, not Granny. I don't know about that.
Well, let's just say that he's got the controls.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I should be in control. That's how octopuses are. Good morning, Kay. It's good to. I thought your name might have been Kay from the name, but I just want to make assumptions because we can't make assumptions around here. Hello, Sandra. How are you?
Hello, Sandra.
Books along from stuff. Adam?
G'day, Adam.
I'm learning. Look at that.
Yes, we did a little bit of a review on Adam's store for him.
Oh, that's right. That's
Help
right.
him out a little bit.
That's what we did. Do your photos again.
Yes.
Morning, Sarah, or evening, depending where you're from. Recommerce Dave. Hey, Dave, how you going?
Morning, Dave.
That costume is scary. Granny's not scary. I don't know what it is. Like, and you come on here dressed up as a bride, and people are having a go at you.
Don't cry.
I just painted my face. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they don't realise. You see, you've just put some stripes on.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll put the StreamYard link in here as well. Give me 2 seconds. I'm normally more organised. I thought we were going to have a bit of a few more questions than we do, but
well, I'm actually reasonably impressed. Like, you've done the fancy backgrounds and everything, so that's pretty impressive for you.
That's right. Well, I try and keep on top of things. You know how it is. My head keeps moving.
I suppose as long as it doesn't fall off.
No, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, we don't want a headless octopus around here. Well, I suppose the headless horseman. I don't have a horse. I've got a chair, so maybe the headless chairman.
Yeah, well, you put under your arm, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, might actually. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to come as tonight. Yeah, if you're changing costumes, I might change costumes myself. But how's everyone's week been? Everyone got much plans for Halloween? I know Ken's probably chowing down on his candy cane, which is his candy of choice by the sounds of it.
Yes, well, we have a little, being a smaller country town, so what they sort of do is get a list of people that are going to put out treats and make a nice little circle, like a circuit for the kids to go around. So, yeah, that's what we do here.
Yeah, we've got the same as well. We've got a Facebook group. So one of the Australian politicians in the Senate is the guy that runs our trick-or-treat map. So obviously he's not been busy enough, doing things in Parliament. He's more occupied with doing trick-or-treating. So that's pretty much what is running from our perspective. So
yeah.
Halloween is not my jam. Okay, well, the amount of things that you do, I'd be surprised. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. A whole lot of eBay work here. Well, that's good to see.
Well, that's good. Yeah, keep working while we're chitty-chatting. Is very, very good. Oh, what do we got? Kaven says, I saw IKEA selling octopus plush. Do you think they're jumping on the Disgruntled Octopus bandwagon? Yeah.
Well, I
Mm.
think so because Recommerce Dave keeps asking when we're going to release merchandise, and I think IKEA's beating us to the punch. They just go, well, this octopus is up and coming, and we'll capitalize on
Well,
this market.
yeah, I don't know if anyone saw my story from was it last week? On Friday it must have been when I went thrifting for the first time for a while, and in one little op shop in the middle of the bush, like hello, there's like 3 or 4 octopus.
Yeah, that's right. There's no shortage. They're always happy for some reason. You think that the op shop prices would make them turn a bit sour, but
Mm,
yeah, I do my thing and make sure I flick them around. Look, this screen, I got like thinking of my back. I didn't even know I had. I'm like, can you believe it?
wow.
I know,
Yeah, you
very
have
impressive.
too.
Yeah, I'm very
What
exciting. So
oh, I wonder what that does.
yeah, I don't know. Yes, but
So what question, like, have we got questions? Like, surely people have gone to ask us questions.
I don't know. Well, considering that they all screamed up and down for an Ask Me Anything, session,
Mm,
we deliver one and they don't even provide.
that's
This is going to be
right.
a very short live indeed, Grady, I think.
Might be too. Might be too. We might have to do tonight's and run it and say cancelled due to lack of questions.
Yeah, yeah, I'm all for that. North Lakes here in Brisbane goes off for Halloween. Years ago, my son and friends would go there for trick or treating. Yeah, I remember that North Lakes used to go off there as well. We actually got a suburb here in Canberra called Googong. I don't know if that's Aboriginal or local or anything along to that. And Halloween, they actually changed the suburb name to Boogong. So
Oh, okay. Yep.
that's pretty much the excitement of what I get around here. So
Uh, you keep going off to the side. Where are you going?
my mask keeps sliding down.
You need some blue tack.
Yeah, I think I might have to get some super glue for the old Octo noggin this night. You got to
Yeah.
talk to IKEA Octo and ask them where the royalty payment is. That's exactly right. Well, the amount of times I get tagged in on Instagram in the article about octopuses punching fish, maybe I'll just start after doing it for IKEA. Hey,
Yeah, I
Granny,
don't know
had
how.
to
I
mention.
don't think you could actually turn that into a merchandise idea, though.
I don't know. Well, as long as they don't get in to dominate your death pole, Mark, we should be right.
Yes. Yeah.
Apparently, all I say is that's exactly right. So maybe I should go down that path as
Well,
well.
yeah,
Hey,
I
Granny.
think you should get shirts printed with that on it.
Well, that's right. Well, that seems to be the rage at the moment. On demand printing, which is always a good thing. So
Yes, you could do that. How
yes,
did I manage to keep my store going while I was away? Well, I actually put it on time away when I had my back surgery, and I had listings scheduled to go up for part of that. And just once I was sort of felt up to it, I had a bit of a play around and did a few more things on it. But pretty much rested over that time. And then when I got COVID the other week, was it? Yeah, not last week, the week before. I kind of really thought, "Oh, if I put it on time away, then I've got to come bring it out again." Really, so I was a bit naughty. I hadn't had a lot of sales at the time, so and I couldn't take those to the post office, and I really wasn't even well enough to get out of bed and package them. So I just was late a couple of days posting those, and then after a couple of days, I got a friend to come and pick the mail up and take it to the post office. So I kept it sort of going, and once I was sort of out of bed, I could put a few listings up then.
yeah.
So I
Oh, it's
kind
good.
of didn't really keep it going.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't listening to any of that, but hopefully it was good. Good for you, Granny. Good to keep it up. Make sure that you keep it going when you're away.
Oh dear, you're a worry.
I'm gonna have people thinking I'm a misogynist again because
Y-
I
Yes,
was listening.
exactly.
Question for you then: how does the selling this week for you two go? Well, you go first, Granny. I'll
Well,
readjust my
this week's definitely been better than last week, I have to say. I had one really good day, and then like I'm getting sales every day, but not sort of heaps of sales every day. Like I'll get a day where I'll get like 7, 8, 9 sales, and then it'll go down to 2 or 3, 1 or 2 some days. Like it's a bit weird like that, but anyway, we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna readjust my face because I keep I keep falling off, Granny. I'll pick up the next question so you can answer that.
All right, thank you. Do you prefer doing eBay auctions or buy it nows? My store died this week and I'm trying new things. Well, look, I do generally do buy it now, but I did a bit of an experiment a while ago where I was running auctions every day because I was getting rid of old stock. And I actually did find that if I was running an auction, I seemed to get increased traffic in the store. So I think running auctions is a good thing. And if that's a way you can get rid of some of your older stock, or if you've got something that is going to sell well by auction, I don't think the auctions work as well, perhaps in Australia, as they do in the US. I think for some reason. That's just my take on what people say. Well, there he is.
That's right. Well, I feel a bit more comfortable now. I can breathe again, which is always a good thing.
Oh, you did well to squeeze that big noggin inside that pumpkin.
Well, that's right. Well, obviously, the chat obviously further down, which I haven't read yet, it's probably demanded that they wanted to see this beautiful noggin on Halloween. I don't want to rob them of that opportunity. So, Lisa from mine, I do buy it now. I don't even remember the last time I did an auction. I wasn't actually listening to Granny at all for real this time, which is probably no different to normal, is it, Granny?
No, no different to normal.
No, but geez, I got one of these tentacles floating around at the back. Geez, this is why you can't have nice things. Yeah, so I do buy it now. Your store's died this week. Do you know what the reason? I don't know what you sell. So what do you normally sell? Could that be a contributing factor? Do you sell things that's out of place or out of season, or all those different things? I suppose there's so many variables. Like we're a bit hesitant to say, hey, look, do auctions or do buy it now, all those different things, because without knowing all the different variables, we can't really give you an educated answer, I suppose. But by all means, drop us a Instagram link, or send us a message, or even God, Granny, you've got to tell me to turn the bob off. My nefarious robot vacuum has gone off, so you might hear him in the background.
Oh, don't tell me. Look,
No,
honestly, you should have got the hang of turning him off by now.
we don't normally go live on a Tuesday morning. This is the thing. This is how you can tell it's complete anarchy around here. Yeah, so like, if drop it down in the chat if you like, Lisa, and we can talk a bit about then. Morning, Paul. How are you?
Good morning, Paul.
All I can say is exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. Well, that's you go. I like to give you some royalties, Kayfan, because you've got me some catchphrases.
Yes.
Sarah, I'm in Adelaide, only new to Grumpy getting an Octo. Came on through the recommendation, but was interested to watch some of the past videos. Yeah, well, this is a live video, so I don't know if you think this is a pre-recorded one.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
Definitely not pre-recorded.
No. Ooh, there we go. Like losing control of the place. Yeah, so welcome. Have a look at the previous videos, and feel free to put your comments down and ask any questions you have, or if you don't agree with us or you disagree with us in any capacity, just put them down. We'll talk. We don't have any problems with engaging in adult conversation, which is always a good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
We do what we have to. I'm sorry that you are unwell.
Thank you.
Good morning.
But that was my I finally went out and had a little bit of a social life and went to my school reunion. So, go out, have fun, then lay in bed for a week because you're sick.
It didn't the channel suffer? We had to have Blake on, and I think we barely scraped 8 views that week.
Oh, poor Blake!
we normally get 12 views for a video. We only got 8 that week. So
yeah, I appreciate that Blake filled in for me. That was very kind of him.
Yeah. Thank you for answering. I don't know what the answer was, but good, because I wasn't listening to credit. Octo's got a scary mask on now. Well, that's right, it's Halloween, so I thought I'd look my best to put some blush on and go for the best. So yeah, I know. Yeah,
yeah, good on you, Wayno.
You just have to recycle your jokes, Wayno. You're about 15 minutes behind, mate.
I'm from one of your horror movies that you reviewed last night.
That's right. How did that go last night? I was too busy preparing the house for Halloween.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, it was quite good.
Yeah,
very animated as usual, of course.
I'll give it 2 6. I'm breaking the place.
Lost.
Yeah, it happens very often. There you go, Wayno. You can put your movie channel in the chat now, mate. please bring the pumpkin back. well, if it hadn't done what it was told and sat on my face where it was supposed to instead of sliding down every 3.5 seconds, I would have left the pumpkin on.
Yeah,
I was refilling.
you'll have to get some, and we can't say Velcro, so we'll say hook and loop, and put some on your head and put some inside it to try and get it to stay in one spot.
Well, that's right. Maybe that's what I should do. We'll actually try that tonight when I come back on your live. I was selling replacement pieces for dolls, but I think the US economy sucks right now. I've gone back to shopping bins for small toys of variety. Well, yeah, I'm not au fait with the replacement part for dolls, but I would assume, like, depending on what the dolls are, right? Like, if they're antique dolls, all those different things, or they're monster high dolls or whatever. I'd think that the older the doll is, it probably caters to an older market that potentially has the money to spare in that space. But if you're selling, like, I suppose modern Barbies and all those different things, would it be worth, like, I don't know, like almost to the point where if you're selling modern Barbies, it'd be worth just throwing the Barbie out and buying a new Barbie for the price. But I don't know.
I kind of think too with a specialist niche like that, especially if the economy is down a bit, or as you say, if you're not selling much, like it's possibly a good idea to have that secondary niche. It doesn't hurt to have a couple of different niches in your store. I find that because with my books, most of my books are vintage or antique, so they're not going to be quick sellers. I mean, some do, but I list every book thinking that it's going to be a long tail item, and that's why I do the clothing as well, because that then keeps things moving and brings the continual turnover.
And I suppose that like Granny said, that having a secondary niche, and there might be a big market for doll pieces that I'm not aware of, but maybe like Granny said, expand out and just do some calculated risk taking. Don't go out and buy $1,500 worth of one thing.
And the other question, Lisa, is do you do international shipping? Because that could be another thing if you don't, to open up to international shipping, because people overseas might be looking for those parts too.
And also it's because I know a lot of the US sellers that use international shipping through eBay. It might even be worth adding the and if Ken's still in here or there's any other Americans in here, they might be better at answering the question. But it might be better off turning on like a separate international shipping as well, because doll parts are probably relatively cheap to send internationally. So, because if I want to buy something over here, just hypothetically, I want to buy a Funko Pop and send it over here, it's about $106 in international shipping. That's Australian, so it's about $70 US, $60 US.
Wayno says that you're still a bit muffled for them to hear you.
Okay, let's see. Is that better? I don't know what's going on.
Say something.
Can you hear me now? Give me 2 seconds. I'll fix it up. Oh, hang on. I know what I've done wrong.
Oh, what have you done?
Oh, this is...
Can you hear me now?
Oh, my God. How much better is that? You might have to turn it down a bit now.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, no, you didn't have it turned on, did you? You were connected to your bloody earpods.
Yeah, it was my AirPods were coming through. Apologies for that. So basically, like I said, is that have a chat to Ken in the chat if you're still in here. But like Reddy was saying, turn international shipping on, because a lot of my toys and a lot of the other resellers that I speak to, that they normally go to South America. So that might be a bit of your market if you haven't done that already. Auctions are good if it's one item. Yeah, I don't think Lisa's items would probably be good at the auction, so I'd probably steer away from that.
Congratulations.
Finally, yes. That's always a good achievement. The price of postage going up lately, I don't think it's hard to get the band 5 these days.
True.
I disagree with you both. What, in regards to the views?
Don't know what on.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Yeah, well, I have looked at our view count compared to each other, Blake, and you're knocking it out of the park, mate. That's good. Pretty sure. Yeah. Put your movie chat. I've turned you into a mod, Wayne. Put your movie chat in the chat if you like, mate. Or movie show in the chat if you want.
Link. I think you mean a link.
Yeah. It's getting a bit hot in the octo layer. What time's the live, Granny? What time's the live?
So 8 p.m. tonight. There'll be another live on my channel. So all come along there.
Good morning, Jazz. How are you?
the thumbnail queen.
Fan Halloween versions of resellers, yes. Well, we try to, but I don't think it went too well. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, Rob.
Morning, Rob.
Morning, Cara.
Morning, Cara.
Feel that the current economy impacting on your stores, and what do you find works to provide a buffer? Yes, I don't know if it's the economy, but yeah, definitely I've noticed a downward trend in my store. I used to do X amount, and possibly, we'll put it this way: last Q4 and the subsequent the previous Q4s to that, I was probably doing about 3 times a day that I'm doing now. I have changed a little bit as to what I've been sourcing. That could be a contributing factor, but I definitely, and I'm speaking to other people as well, and that's not to say everyone's down, but a lot of people that I've been speaking to have noticed that things are edging down, and it could be the economy, or it could be just that different things.
Yeah, I think it's a variety of things. I think it's the economy is down, and I think like for us here in Australia too, you've got the worry whether the Reserve Bank's going to put up interest rates again. Then you've also got world happenings, and I think when there's scary things going on around the world, as in the prospect of war and stuff like that, I think that makes people a bit more careful and a bit more reticent, and they mightn't do that, sort of see something and want it and buy it type stuff. They're thinking to themselves, oh, like if things go to shit, then I might need those funds for something else, So I honestly think that has an effect too.
Yeah, and I've never really got behind the whole war reason for downward trends in the economy and all these different things, because war makes a lot of people very rich.
If you're selling the right thing, I suppose.
Well, that's right. Yeah. So, fun fact, and a bit of an off-topic thing. I had a professor when I was at university that used to buy oil or invest in oil when there was talks of war and all those different things, and made himself a very rich man. So take away what you will, but a lot of people read the market, and there's a lot of with the bad goes a lot of funds goes around. So not to say that that's not financial advice, but that's what he did. So likes to create their own artistic dolls from the pieces. They don't have the spending cash anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yep. Yes, because if that's that's a hobby and a fun thing to do, they're not going to be spending that money on those things.
Yeah. Wayno's got the power spinner. Yes, that's right. You can bludgeon people to death.
Oh, you sound better, yes. Yep.
Yeah, 7 p.m. in God's country. Yeah, so if you're not in the daylight savings time, so if you're in Queensland, 7 p.m., Western Australia, it's 5 p.m. Adelaide, we don't really care about.
Yeah, so it's, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Daylight savings.
Morning, Anthony.
I look pretty in my profile pic. What a scam. There's lots of scams going. I'm trying to cut back on shamelessly promoting myself. It hasn't stopped Granny in the past, apparently. So maybe throw yourself in, Wayno.
Yeah, chuck the link in.
That's a first. I'm going to get to eBay munitions. Yeah, get some ammo. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Heavier the better. Look, Blake's taking care of it. Just wondering if you had any up-to-date thoughts on end and sell similar method. I've just started doing it again, found I'm getting more views, but not translating to sales. All right, so I didn't really want to particularly talk about this because I'm doing a bit of an experiment at the moment.
Yes, a bit of a trial.
I think there was a YouTuber, I think Hey Resales or Hey Resales.
Yes.
I'll find his link.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically put out there.
Hey Resales, is it?
Yeah, we'll find his YouTube channel and link it in the description after we're finished. So he's basically putting out there that if you end your store every 4 days, it kind of works like the sell similar of yesteryear. I'm doing that on an alternative account, and I have noticed an increase in traffic. I'm not putting it out there public per se because I don't have enough data on it. I'm not going to be irresponsible and say, hey, look, I've done it once and it's fantastic. Everyone go do it and completely trash people's stores. I'm not doing that on my main store. The simple fact is that I don't want to trash that store. It's only on my little fun side store, which I really don't care if it performs well or otherwise. But I definitely noticed an uptick in traffic and some more sales. and more offers. I've had an opportunity to
Yeah.
send out probably 5 or 6 times the amount of offers that I normally would. So have a watch of his video. Like I said, I'll put it in the description after we're finished. Have a watch of it. Make your own decisions. I'm not saying it's for everyone. Don't run out and do it. As I've said numerous times, don't listen to YouTubers, unless it's Uncle Wayno or Jazz. All right, I'll put some caveats on that. So just be careful who you listen to, right?
Yes.
So, and like I said, that I'm doing the research, and even if it did work, I'd probably mention it in passing or redirect people to his video, because, like I said, that I'm not an expert in the field, or I don't have enough data or experimented enough to work out if it will work or if it's a long-term thing, or potentially if I do it now, it'll have lingering effects later on. So these are the different things you need to be mindful of.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, it's all very well. Yeah, people need to make their own decision, because, I mean, that's a scary thing. If you've got, like, I mean, even 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 items in your store, that's a big decision to end and relist all those. So it's a bit of a scary decision, but you've got to listen to what people say, I guess, and make your own decision as to whether you want to do it. I mean, I do think you definitely get a boost when you relist or sell similar stuff. I feel so. Yeah.
So like we're saying, it's just really depends on it's risk taking, right? It's a gamble. That this gentleman's been doing it for a month, I think, or he's been doing it for about 4 cycles when I watched his video about a week ago. So that's potentially creeping up to 3 to 4 weeks that he's been doing it for. It seems to be working for him, which is good. All those different things. Just be mindful if you're in America. We've got my listing cap for my store size, which I think is a medium store. I'm not too sure what it's called over here, but we've got 250,000 listings. So if I end my store of 2,000 items every day or 1,500 items every day, I've got a hell of a long way to go before I hit that 250,000 cap. For the Americans, I don't think the limit's nowhere near that height, so you've got to be careful not to creep over that as well. If you're going to do it that way, not recommending, but hey, look, just think of that as well.
And I was thinking about that when I was watching that video the other day, that people in America would have to, because I mean that they get fees where we don't, and the amount that they can list in their store, so they might need to be very mindful of that.
Yeah. So that's something. Like I said, definitely go have a check at his video. We'll link it in the description of this video, because, like I said, he's quite calculated with what he says. He's quite. It's not flippant. I didn't find it very flippant. So he wasn't just saying, "Hey, look, this is what I did. Go do it and go off you go." So he did provide some data and all the different things that he's found. But keep in mind that that's his individual store, right? Like, what he sells. I'm not too sure what he sells because I've only recently discovered his channel. His stock or his inventory may benefit from doing and sell similar cycle every 4 days, whatever he does. That mightn't go, and sorry, Lisa, for using you, but that mightn't fall across to, doll parts and all those different things. So, just be very mindful. So, but that's something you could probably look at if you want to. Hello, Mary. How are you?
Morning, Mary.
How are you both doing? Grubber, you're getting married. Love the costume. Octo, where's your costume?
Look, I've even got the bit that I can pull down over. See?
Well, Mary, you're about 15 minutes too late. I was wearing a costume, and unfortunately, things went awry, and I had to change back to my beautiful octopus look. So
yes, it kept slipping.
Yeah, octopus does his own research. Be like octopus. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, if you want to insult old ladies and punch fish, be like me.
Oh, look, and we have said that time and time again, though, in our videos and our podcast episodes about, make your own decisions, and even when it comes to things like free postage or plus postage, you've got to actually work out what's best for you, do a test and do a trial of it, and then decide what you want to do. So, this could be another thing where you do your own trial and decide, well, is this going to work? Will I keep going with it? Or it isn't for me. There's a lot of people that wouldn't actually have the time to perhaps do that every 4 days.
Yeah. So my stance on paid first free postage is that what's the market demand. So if you're selling
Yes.
in a niche, if you're selling small Lego or you're selling Matchbox cars or something along the lines of that, type in Matchbox cars, look what your competitors are doing. If they're all free postage, guess what? You're in that bandwagon. So, and it almost, if you do free postage, and you can somehow wriggle it that you have, bigger orders, you're actually pocketing that extra cash if you look at it from that perspective. So if you're selling Hot Wheel cars, for example, you could probably fit 4 or 5, 6, 10, 15 in a box that you could probably sell for the one amount. If you're doing free postage, that's potentially another $80, $90 in profit that you're not using on postage. So But like I said, it definitely comes down to what the market dictates, not to what you've watched on YouTube or what a particular person thinks. And like Brady was saying, it's that if the market's split 50-50, do your own research. Do maybe a week of not a week, a month of doing free posts and a month of doing paid posts, and see how you go. And look at all the different elements. Look at your traffic, your impressions, your sell through, your rates, and all these different things. Just don't go off your gut feeling. Been there, done that. Is that the sell similar thing? I'm not too sure, but we're playing catch up. I don't think the Hayfro knows what he's talking about. Well, it's him. There you go. Like I said, I'm not really sold on it. That's why I've gone from a different account, just to like I said, a play around account, which I primarily use for buying. And nothing really, like I said, other than the offers and the traffic spike. I have seen an increase in sales, but like I said, it could be coincidentally that time of the year, so I'm not too sure. I don't particularly care about traffic and impressions. I care about conversion rate, so the sales.
Yes. Exactly.
Because
I agree. You can have all the traffic in the world, but if you're not getting the sales, it doesn't matter, does it?
That's right. So hypothetically, if you do find a spike in traffic and you're not converting, it might be worth looking at your, like we were talking about with the with a store review that we did earlier in the thing. It might be worth looking at your photos. It might be worth at your prices and all these different things to make sure they're competitive still. So
very true. Now there is a couple of really good. They're quite older YouTubes, which I can't think of off the top of my head. However, what I will do is when we finish up here, I'll get those links and I will put them in the description of tonight's live for you. So I will remember to do that.
They're pretty easy to do. That I think I learnt with someone's Instagram story, so it took me 15 seconds to learn what to do. So that's I'm not an expert back to front, but like I said, a cursory glance.
Yeah, look, there is one particular YouTube that's quite old. I think, from memory, it's about 7 or 8 years old. And he's a professor or something or other, but he actually explains it quite well. And there are a couple of interesting points in there that people might not generally realise, and it's I thought it was the best video I've seen. So you don't have to watch that.
Yeah, that's right. We'll put it this way. Yeah, it's a book, right? Like, these things aren't going to change. So if you find a video from 20 years ago, it's still going to be current now.
Very true. That is very true.
So, realistically, the copyright pages will probably remain the same till the end of time. So,
they do.
Is it the auction professor you're referring to? Or is it
no, it's not actually. It's a British one, I think. And it's, but I'll have to find it.
Yeah. Granny will find and drop into that. But like I said, if you find a video, it doesn't really matter what the age of it is. Just go from there, or you can just wait till tonight and she'll find it for you. Octo's joining the store throttling crew with me. Are you doing it as well? Are you, Blake? I tried your Depop, Blake. No luck on Depop.
Oh yes, I was going to ask you whether it was going. Thank you, unwanted but needed. Yes, agree with me. So I've been looking into Depop too, and deciding what things I might put across there. And I've been waiting for you to get a sale before I start doing it to see whether it's worth it. But you're not doing anything.
Well, I've cross-listed 30 items and not much movement. So, like I said, I need to cross-list some more. I'm using that one that Blake suggested a couple of weeks ago. Just like I said, just doing experiments and all these different things. No movement. Maybe I'm not hip enough. Free postage on track on letter to keep your postage rates high. Paid postage for parcels. Yep. Failed at most. I'm not quit it. That's good.
Yeah.
Just like I said, just reach out to people and have a talk to them. And if you trust someone that you know that is a reseller, I'm not going to drop names, but Mary or someone from the like the States over that way that knows the market a lot better than us. It might be just a case of reaching out to these people and saying, hey, look, do you mind giving me an unbiased opinion? And the rougher the better, right? Like, there's no use sugarcoating these things and saying, hey, look, your store's fantastic when it's not. And that might be the best course of action, Lisa, just to see if you can get one of those opinions.
Very true. All right, Adam.
All right.
Very good.
Good night. Good morning.
Adam did reply back to me about the store review and said he actually didn't think it was as harsh as what he thought it might have been.
Oh, it's going to be harsh, but it ran out of time. Customer claiming item not received on an untracked item, would you simply refund or ask them to log an INO? If they've reached out to me in a message and said, hey, you haven't received this, I would basically say, hey, look, I can send another item if you've got, so the ones that I send out untracked are replenishable 9 times out of 10. I'd ask them, if they would like me to send another replacement item out, or they would prefer a refund. Depending on, I suppose depending on how your Octo sensors are going, I would probably 9 times out of 10 send them a refund, apologize profusely, then block them. Not to say that they're a scammer, but they could potentially be pulling that part. As soon as it goes to an item not received case, your traffic will be throttled and you won't make sales. Especially
and that's the whole thing. And look, generally the stuff that you're sending out untracked is not big dollar items anyway, because you wouldn't want to send your really expensive stuff untracked. So it's far better off, like, especially if it's a DVD or something that's not worth much money, you just refund them.
And that's the case. Like you kind of want to avoid as many item not received cases as you can, because you have like the metrics in the background where your seller level goes to high in the item not received case, which affects your traffic from behind the scenes, but also the initial smack that you get from a case regarding, if it's an item not received or it's not item not as described or returns, all these different things. You'll actually, if you go to your traffic, you'll see where a case has come in. eBay will probably say, no, it doesn't affect your traffic or it doesn't affect anything.
No, not true.
So just like I said, if they're reaching out to you an email, have a check of their feedback and go behind the scenes and look at what their feedback they left to other people. If you see a sea of red, apologise profusely and say, hey, look, I apologise for that. I'll speak to the Australia Post. I'll see, I'll send a refund now and I'll chase it up from my end. They just block them and be done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And just hope for the best. But because realistically, we'll put it this way, you got no leg to stand on, right? No. You're going to have to refund their money at some point, unless the item miraculously appears over the next couple of days. Or, you might even say, hey, look, I sent it yesterday. It's not due to be there for another 3 days or something along that, wait out. And again, it comes down to that variable thing, right? But 9 times out of 10, I would probably just refund, block, and move on.
Yeah. And very early on, I had one, and I did contact eBay and was told, no, it won't have any effect on your store, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, not true, not true.
Yeah, no, it does. It definitely does. As much as they don't want to admit it, or seen as being admitting it, but have a look behind the scenes, have a look at your traffic. You might go across like a straight line and all of a sudden it just fall off a cliff, and that's pretty much why. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you, Mary. Yes, and please subscribe. We would like to see some more subscribers, because we're getting tons of views, but we're just not getting the subscribers. So tell your friends your enemies and send them over here and just subscribe.
So we got 12 views on the last video, so we're going off the charts. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Was the store review you did private roast channel? No, it was a private one. We wouldn't do it personally, unless it was Granny's store. I'd probably go open slather on it, but and like we said before, we're not professionals, or we don't know everything. So it's just this person we know, like in a different space. He's just reached out for some honest opinion. We wouldn't do it. Probably nowhere near as harsh if someone reached out to us randomly on Instagram and said, "Hey, look, can you just provide us a store review?" It's just because we knew this person. So
and he needed a big kick up the bum.
I'd open a request to the Australia Post, tell the post in the reference number. Then keep them updated. If post you get conversation, okay, there you go. Well, Jazz has got on top of it, so that's a different alternative reason to what I do. I kind of 9 times out of 10, it's probably that they could potentially be scamming you. How many times do things go missing in Australia Post? I've never had anything that I've sent with a tracking number go missing. So I dare say that untracked would be very similar. But that's not to say there's outliers.
Well, so I did. I had a roly-poly toy, like one of those old-fashioned antique roly-poly toys that you push and it bounces. And, the person didn't receive it. And so I put it in a case with Australia Post, and they ended up giving me my money, what the item was worth, and refunding the postage and all that sort of stuff, because they said it was lost. So they refunded me. I refunded the buyer. And lo and behold, about 2 weeks later, the bloody thing turned up. So that the person got refunded and then got their item. And because it was all closed and done with, there was nothing I could do. So,
And you'll find that, right? Because, the 10% of the times where they're actually being legitimate and said, hey, look, the item hasn't arrived. You give them a refund if you go down that path and not do what Jazz does. I'll probably start doing that way. So, say that everyone does everything differently, right? So that's nothing bad with that.
I mean, I got my compensation from Australia Post before the buyer was quite sincere, I believe, because, and following the tracking, it had gotten to a certain spot and then just hadn't seemed to have moved. And it wasn't like it was stuck at their local post office. It was, somewhere else. So Australia Post did refund me, and so I refunded the buyer, and then lo and behold, because the bloke messaged me back. It was about 3 weeks, I reckon, later, and said it had actually turned up. So
okay, I was surprised, because you're about to say the ones that normally get delivered from my end, they said, if it arrives, I'll reach out and pay you, but they never come back.
No, he did.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Where are we up to? Mary likes your lipstick.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. Well, hopefully that doesn't make you sick like it did last time. Have to go walk my dog. No worries. Have fun.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, Jazz might have to confirm, but generally, and she might have done it further down the chat. There might be the same protocol for untracked items. I really think that Australia Post wouldn't give you much time of the day, knowing full well that they can't track it on their end. But they might just, like Jazz might be right, they might just give you a case number just to shut the person up. But she can clarify further down. So always doing stuff to throw my store. Well, that's right. It was probably your dirty moustache, mate. Default's been amazing. Oh, there you go. How are you default at the moment?
Yes, he does. Yeah, Christian does. He sells a lot on Depop. Yep.
He sells a lot of plush as well for some reason.
He does.
I've never seen it. I think that's why he solely had a child for, so he can run to the plush section,
not look like he was strange.
Yeah. Moved under 100 items since I've been on there. Worth a try anyway. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, it might be just my items. Great work.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a whole new platform and a different way of doing things too over there. Even the first time you go on it, if you haven't been on it before, just navigating it and trying to work out how to see things, it's quite different, And look, the trouble with when you do on eBay first and you're so used to it, and then you look at a different selling platform, I found my biggest struggle, which I'd been looking at Poshmark before it closed down, and now I've looked at Depop, so it's probably going to close down too, is that you're expecting to get the same amount of information and stuff on the other platforms as you get on eBay, but that's not the case.
No, that's right. Yeah, I found Depop very, very scarce for information. Like my payouts are in pound. I don't know if I've done something wrong. I'll probably have to reach out. I'll have to reach out to Blake because it's going up the pound symbol. So I don't know if you're sure if it defaults to that, but I've gone through the back of the settings and it's saying that I'm selling from Australia. So. No idea.
So are you doing your payments through PayPal or through their managed payment system?
Yeah. Hey Sam, how you going? Let us know if you find any more Vinnie's items that are crazy priced. 5 million downloads on default.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go.
If eBay says something, wait and pack your store. It definitely will. That's great. I don't normally agree with a YouTuber. That's 100% correct.
Yes, we will agree with you there.
Yeah, and And some people go far as to say if you reach out to customer service for any capacity, that sometimes have the negative effect on your store as well. So I try and limit my exposure to customer service, in case, unless it's something crazy. I sent a DVD. She states she didn't get it. Had upload tracking. eBay stuffs me around. Had to ask them to step in. Next time I'll do it from the start to setting. Yeah, like if you send a tracked item and you have an item not received case, I always check the tracking first, and if it says delivered, I'll be a prick, I suppose, like a better term. I'll put the tracking in there and say that Australia Post marked the item delivered on the 1st of November or the 31st of October, or whatever period it was. Then eBay 99.9% of the time they'll side with you. So but yeah, definitely put your tracking back in that item not received case, especially if it has been delivered, because that if you and then you can pretty much ignore it from that perspective, right? Like until it closes naturally, because you have to still wait that 4 days for some reason. I have no idea, but don't just ignore it and just go, hey, well look, the tracking says delivered. I'll just leave it as that. You'll get a ding on your account saying it's closed without your seller resolution or something, whatever the terminology is, and eBay will most likely refund that purchase out of your funds. So just be careful from that perspective. Yeah, well, it's Blake's opinion of it. don't too much weight into it, Mary. Yeah. Hey, Riley, how you going, mate?
Morning, Riley.
Traffic's still being throttled. Apparently, you have all those defects removed if I've contacted them within 90 days. Hope to cope next year when this 12 months is up. So, Maz, that I'm not sure of the figures, but if you sell a certain amount in a 90-day period, you're assessed on a 90-day period.
Yes.
But you need to sell, I'm just going to throw a number out there, just say 500 units per 90 days or something along those lines. So then you'll basically be, your 12 months goes down to 3 months. But like we were saying last time, is you probably need to move to a lower cost model where you basically might be selling, buying DVDs for $1 or 50 cents or free, putting it up for maybe $4.99 with free postage, or $2.99 postage or whatever it is, just to get those sales through.
Get the sales through.
Yeah, and hopefully move into that category where you are being reassessed on a 90-day thing, because selling, I don't know what you sell, but hypothetically selling $200 dresses when you're below standards, not going to do your store any favors. You need to go to that really low cost model, which personally I despise, but unfortunately that's the boat you're in at the moment. So, and
that's probably one of the good time and place for something like that, is to actually, so you can get those dings out.
All right, Granny, you're in charge. I'm going to take care of this robot.
The robot is back. Watch out. Rob says the actual loss is what you paid for the item and the postage paid. You're not going to win a 9-hour fight if untracked. Yeah, and that's very true. The last thing you want is eBay to close in favour of the buyer. That's very true. Yeah, and that's why, 9 times out of 10, it's only happened to me a couple of times, but I've refunded the buyer because it's just going to be a lot easier and a lot quicker and not wreck my store, and that's sort of what I would end up having to do anyway. So I have answered Rob's question there.
What's good? Just further on that, is like I said, the best telling point of these is to check at the members' feedback. Look at their buyers, left or other feedback kind of thing, and it'll kind of paint you a little bit of a picture, especially if they're a scammer, as to what their true intentions are. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'll just refund just to move them on.
Yeah.
I thought I see you charging. yeah. They wouldn't put it past me.
Yeah.
Yes. No. We all know what I think about $99 coaching calls.
That was definitely a freebie.
Yeah, like I said, that if anyone, you're going to get it anyway. So if someone hasn't paid, right? So basically they buy an item, I'll send them an invoice as soon as I can after they purchase the item. I'll give them 24 hours, then I'll send them a payment reminder. 24 hours after that, I'll send them another payment reminder, but I'll also relist the item, so it's still up for sale. 36 hours after the initial sale, so looking at 3 days after the sale, I'll block them, send another payment reminder. Then the fourth day, I'll cancel it. Then that's still good to go. Depending on like I said, that if they haven't responded or they haven't engaged with those payment reminders, because more often than not, if they're serious, to be like, oh crap, sorry, I'll pay tomorrow, or I'll pay now, or I'll pay tonight after work or something like that. If they're quiet for 3 emails, they're not paying.
Okay. No, exactly.
But yeah, like I said, that I'm quite heavy on the block button because, like I said, you don't really want to be inviting trouble into your store, especially in this climate. Like we're saying, if eBay throttles your traffic, or the economy can be down, all those different things. You don't necessarily want to be wasting time where you could be doing other things. So
yeah, and like I look at it, that I sort of look at it, what would I do if I had bought something and then for some reason, like, well, I had one the other day where a young lady bought a skirt off me, and I'd sent her the message, and she responded back to me, which was nice, saying that she'd pay the next day. When the next day came, she sent me another message saying, sorry, I need to cancel that order because I found a nicer one to wear on my cruise. Well, isn't she lucky going on a cruise? But look, the upshot was, it was good of her. She was a decent person who had actually contacted me, and I would do the same thing. I'd be on to the seller and saying, oh, look, sorry, I have to cancel for whatever reason. So, yeah, look at it from that point of view, and as like I said, have a look at their feedback and what they've been doing in the past, because, some people just don't care, and you don't want those people coming into your store doing that to you time and time again.
Yeah, and you might find that some sellers have left people, false positives, where they said, but doesn't buy, doesn't return emails or something along the lines of that. If that's the case, if I see like a sea of green where it says buyer doesn't pay, buyer doesn't pay, it's a complete waste of time, or something along the lines of that, I'll block them straight away, then relist the item. But yeah, like I said, that as far as I'm concerned, that transaction's over. I'll just move on to the next one and cancel.
That's right.
4 days are up.
Yeah, so don't just go on their feedback score. Like, actually go and have a look at the feedback says, because sellers can't leave negative feedback as such. Like, they'll list it as a positive feedback, but the comment will be negative. Yeah,
that's right. So basically, like when I first started eBay back in 2005 or 6, you could leave negative feedback for a buyer. I don't know. Obviously, along the way, that's dropped off some time. I'm not too sure the exact date, but it's definitely. And then eBay obviously, if they catch you leaving false positives, apparently there's going to be ramifications for that. But like I said, we're not recommending you do that, but just use that as a potential check when you're doing that. And likewise with offers, if you get an offer, and you're close to your computer, because I don't know how to do it on your phone, but if you're close to your computer, have a check of the feedback of the person that's buying them, especially if you're in a desperate situation that you haven't got sales coming through, and this is a chance to potentially do that. And a lot of YouTubers might say that they accept the first offer they get because it jump kicks the algorithm and all these different things. Like that, take that with a grain of salt. I've got no proof otherwise, but have a look at their feedback. Like I said, that you've got 24 hours to accept the item, or 48 hours to accept the offer. Have a look at their feedback, because it might be the amount of times I've had the opportunity to decline and block a person because I've checked their feedback, and it's just been a sea of red, like items never arrived or broken, all these different things. That how unlucky someone could be on eBay for having 70 or 80 transactions that are all negative experiences. And that's what I'm saying. Just don't be especially if you're in a squeeze, I suppose, financially. And you just think, oh, geez, this offer's good. I'll go with that. It could be, you could be inviting trouble later on. So
that's right. And look, a similar thing goes too when you've got someone that contacts you and says there's something wrong with their item when they get it. The first thing you need to do before you do much else is, like, you apologise to them. So I'm so sorry about that. And then ask them to send you photos to show what the problem is. Now, if they're going to be a scammer that's just trying to get money out of you, they're not going to send you the photos, are they?
No.
For a start. And then that there's something up. If they send you the photos and it's fair income, well, then it's you could go ahead and get them to do a return or whatever you want to do with it. But straight away, again, if you're not sure, go and check their feedback.
Yeah, and I suppose what Grady was saying as well is the one that I normally double check on is that. I'm sorry that the video game or the DVD or the Funko Pop arrived damaged. Do you mind taking a photo of me? Oh, I've already thrown it in the bin. Yeah. Okay, no worries. Open a return, and I'll once I get the item back, I'll do it. Oh, didn't you hear, idiot, that I've already thrown it in the bin? All right, no worries. Open your return and do it. Just keep pushing them down the return path, right? Because when they leave negative feedback, you can go on customer, and this is one of the reasons I would go on customer service and say, hey, look, I engage with the buyer, open communication, told them on numerous occasions that, for me to provide a refund, I need the item back. They said that they don't have the item, or they discarded the item, or they just, displaced the item. Not my problem. If you've got a broken item, send it back. I'll do free returns. Remove the negative feedback. And you'll probably find, don't do the automated tool because you won't have it removed. But 99.9% of the times, if that's how the situation goes and the scenario goes, they'll remove that negative feedback for you. But then you won't be out of pocket as well, because for them to facilitate the return, they'd actually need to return the item, right? Depending on if it is smashed up and it's a $4 Funko Pop that I've sent them, I'll just give them the $15 back, whatever from that perspective. But like I say, if they go, oh, well, I've already thrown it in the bin, cool story, mate. I'm not interested unless you can get me some photos of the item, or then I will still tell you to return the item, because like I said, because 9 times out of 10 it's too hard for them, or they are scamming, like Grady said.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, untracked, there's nothing you can do apart from try and protect yourself from an item not returned. That's right. So like I said, that if they engage you in a message, more often than not, this is my personal experience, is that they're probably not a scammer. They're probably just reaching out and say, hi, Grady, I bought this wedding veil off you from 3 weeks ago. I haven't received it yet. Is there any update? They're probably, if they're wording an email like that, they're probably not a scammer, right? It's like, oh, hi, Octo, sorry about that. I've just checked my records and I sent it on the 1st of November. It should have been there because you're in Canberra and it only takes about a week. I'm more than happy to send you a refund, or I can send you a replacement if you've got one. And that 9 times out of times that they'll diffuse the situation, right? Because you're open with them, you got them back to them within a reasonable time frame. But if they and
always be apologetic.
Yes,
even if you don't think you should be apologetic.
What's right, and also respond to the people, because a lot of people that they whinge about their negative feedback on YouTube, or they whinge about their negative feedback in Facebook groups. So once you drill down into it, the feedback's like, I've reached out to the seller 4 times and they never responded. Well, whose fault's that? It's and if you have responded 4 times and they keep doing that, they write that negative feedback. That's when you go back to customer service and say, hey, look, this is actually factually incorrect. I have responded to them, 3 or 4 or 5 times. Take it off, because they're making an incorrect statement. So these are the things. But like I said, that make sure you respond to the
trail. You need to have the trail of messages and things to show that's what you've done.
That's right, and stay on eBay as well is another point. Like I said, I know I'm talking to a room full of people that know eBay back to front and probably know it better than I do. But for those ones that may watch it in 2 years' time, I think, well, this is a random-looking octopus and an old lady getting married. It needs to stay on eBay, right? Because customer service can go through your emails and they'll check it and all these different things. And if they say, hey, look, send me a message on 1, 2, 3, 4, then you message and you take it off that. eBay's not going to take kindly to that, especially if you try to get customer service and try and get it overturned. Like I said, just
keep all your messages on eBay.
The actual loss is what you pay for the item. That's right. Green's already taken care of that. Apologies. If I get 2K feedback buyers claiming item not received, then 0 feedback. And like I said, it really depends on. I think it's the way they approach you, right? And what I was going to say in the other one is that if they approach you, sending you a message saying, "Hey, dickhead, where's my effing item?" or something like this, 99 times out of 10, they're probably a scammer, right? Like you could probably, and like you said to Granny, is that be apologetic, try and diffuse the conversation, because 99 times out of 10, if they're talking to you like that, they're obviously either invested in the point where they're scamming and they're trying to scare you, or they want their item and they're gonna leave negative feedback. So if you can diffuse the conversation and say, hey, look, I apologize, this is what's going on. Let me check my records. Yes, I have sent it. This is the tracking number if you've got the tracking number, or if you've sent it untracked, what I normally do is I normally tell them I'm going to go to the Australia Post and try and have the item found for them and delivered, right? So, and then what I'll do is I'll refund them if it's like I don't send anything more than $20 through untracked. So then, I'll give them the $20 back. Just tell them that I'm going to Australia Post, which I don't, because Australia Post is going to give you lip service. Like, the same amount of lip service that I'm getting this person, right? 99.9% of the time, that gets them covered. They're happy, they go away, and they don't leave you negative feedback. So, not that it happens often, but that's what I do.
Because if you are, and if you do respond nicely, even if they're nasty, like if they message you nastily, if you respond in a positive and nice manner back and be apologetic, even if you don't think you should be being apologetic, you'll generally find that'll turn their mood around, and they'll then respond back in a better way. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Brad and Jazz and Wayno and whoever else is in the group, and Blake for that matter as well, as much as he doesn't know anything, is that I don't try and cater to return customers anymore, because that eBay, I suppose that, the store that I'm playing, like playing around with at the moment, it's a replenishable store. So, right, I probably would have return customers on that. But if I'm just doing like a thrifting store, like you see every second YouTuber has and all these different things, I wouldn't necessarily be catering to the point where, if I do Grumpy Granny a really solid favor in this thing and send her a 50% coupon and give her $20 back plus send her a replacement book out, the chances are you're never going to see Grumpy Granny again, right? She probably just goes to the cheapest book or the cheapest one that you had, or you might have just been the seller that had that particular item that she was after. So, you don't owe her more than, say, hey, I apologize for this. Look, I'll provide you a refund. I'll speak to Australia Post and close it at that. If your octo senses are tingling, by all means, block Grumpy Granny like I have. But 99.9% of the time, and that's another saying for you, K-Fan, is that, that you're never going to see this person again.
99.9% of the time, that's exactly right.
What's right? Well, I'm going to say I'm going to change it to 88.8% of the time.
Yeah, that's what you should be saying.
Yeah, what's right? That's exactly right. But I can't stop laughing. But I think it's a case of that. You just have to, play a case by case. I suppose that's the best way to do it. But and don't try and over deliver on these cases, because, like I said, unless you're selling replenishable stuff that this person particularly wants, and they come back, and if they are a repeat customer, you might treat them a little bit differently. But like if it's a zero feedback person, they probably just Googled something, found that your eBay listing, created a guest account, then you'll never see them again. So
exactly.
Yeah, and that's just on the back of what I just said then, Dave. It's probably that people are just Googling. I'm after a wedding veil for Halloween. I'll Google it. That eBay listing comes up, and that's what I buy, and then just carry on my merry way. So,
and I quite agree with that, because I've actually been, one of the things I've been tracking the last month, my organic sales versus my promoted sales, and the ones like what my external views are like. And I'm finding that I'm getting a lot more external views and sales coming through that are organic. So those people are doing that search on Google and coming to my store that way. And I love that, because then I'm not paying promoted listing fee. So, it's good.
Yeah. And, it's just that time of the year you will find a lot of people with 0 to 1 feedbacks, because they're just using, and they'll have random usernames because they're just using the guest checkout feature. Oh, I missed one, sorry. Few times it happened to me when I had tracking. I got eBay support on the phone. They closed there and then. Okay, well, I've never tried that, but it's something to do. And I find that even if they close the I suppose the case per se. So like the buyer might go, oh, that's right, I did receive that on 2 days ago because my mum signed for it and she forgot to give it to me or something like that. The very, 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 very rare chance that they go back and close the case, it still has a negative effect on your account for a day or two. So. No hope, or no hope for Granny, or I don't know.
Probably.
Oh, you lost your Wi-Fi. Okay, you're back again. Yep. Where's Graham said? Low-cost items people want. My son's new to selling and puts up his items. They sell within a week. Yeah, it really depends on the time of the year as well. And I've probably, like my other store, I've moved to a low-cost, low ASP model, and I'm finding that that's selling a lot better than the Octopus, by virtue of that. Like Granny was saying earlier, is that not a lot of people have a lot of money going around, and they might be worth, if they traditionally have a big Christmas where lots of presents and lots of gifts, they might opt to buy a lot of smaller, low-cost items just to give that impression there's a lot of things there that, compared to just buying one bike or something, they might buy 20 yo-yos or something along to that. So that's something to be mindful as well. But each person's different. Follow your model.
True.
Understand. Remember to report the buyer. Yeah, okay. Well, I left negative feedback for a buyer within 3 days. You had it removed. What? Within 3 days, you had it removed. Oh, that's why you shouldn't leave it for Grumpy Granny. She's on the ball.
G'day, Justin.
Good day, everyone. G'day, mate. How you going? Exactly right. eBay support on the phone. How'd you get through the labyrinth? Yeah. ADHD. How you going, mate?
Well, hello.
Yes, the Trash to Cash podcast. Yeah,
yes.
Dave. I'm surprised I didn't call you
ADHD.
which I've
fellow
referenced you numerous times.
Yeah, he's a fellow ADHD sufferer. Oh, I won't say sufferer because I don't think it's something you suffer. I think you it makes us who we are.
That's right. I'm leaving that one alone. I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD, so I can't comment.
So you can even be as old as I am and have ADHD.
Okay, so there you go. Like, obviously, if you jump through all the hoops enough, you'll get the option for a call, mate.
Yes, you can.
Hi, Dave. Hit the big leagues now in Octo in here. Well, not as big as Chris Furlong. He had a who did he have the other day? He had a poker tuber, not the.
Oh yes, the Pokemon person. Yeah,
had like 2 million subscribers or something along lines of that. So Dave's the next best thing. Hey Dave, don't do that. Yeah. That's right. You just derailed the conversation. You can have the. We'll hand over to you, Dave. Start a live. We'll move it on. No, I had it removed. Oh no, he had it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have to decipher that. Miss Vintage, how are you going? I managed to make it. Good.
Hello, Miss Vintage, or Ms. Vintage, I should say.
I suffer every time I have to listen to Octo. Oh, hey, look, yeah, our views are always they always go for a spike when you come on, Blake. They like harassing you. Grams and Pops, hey mate, how you going? I just finished your podcast. Well, probably a couple of hours ago now, but
morning.
Hey, Kafan. Hi, Lisa.
Saying hello to everyone. Yeah. Nice Dave.
That's all right. No, that's all right.
Nice Dave.
I don't know. Well, that's right. I don't know, Granny. What else has been happening?
What else has been happening? Oh, I had an item removed from eBay today, which I thought was quite interesting. So it was when I went in, it was because of the wording on the wording. It said their wording policy. I'm thinking, and then I went down a bit further, and it said it was an insect repellent. And I'm like, what? I don't list insect repellents. Anyway, it turned out it was a Kathmandu shirt, which has got a buzz something or other, buzz guard, I think it's called. Thing so when you wear it, you won't get bitten by mosquitoes, obviously. And yeah, apparently you can't list it like that. So weird.
It's a lot of military uniforms. If they're brand new, they've been dipped as well into mosquito repellent. So just be mindful of that. If you buy anything from the disposal store, that it might smell a bit wacky. It's obviously been dipped. Morning. Lots of names. I don't know who to call you.
Yeah.
Sherry. Hello, Sherry. It's on the end of it. What's going on? We lost our track. Oh no. Yes, I know. Do you guys have Macari in Australia? No, we don't. I trolled Macari a little bit for a certain toy line I collect. It's called Ghastly by Mischief Toys. They sell it very quickly, and unfortunately, I had to slither over to Macari to buy things and have it sent to Florida, which I think Dave's in Florida from the numerous times he tells me on his YouTube videos.
Yes.
No Macari.
No Macari, no whatnot, no longer Poshmark. So we've really only got Facebook Marketplace and Depop, haven't we, really?
That's right. So we've got eBay, Depop, and Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is nowhere near as evolved as it in the States by the looks of it. Yeah, I mean, to replace Octo for a show. Might have been arranged. Yes. We just don't reference a certain Patreon group and create false drama from that perspective. So,
the drama continues.
I had a US buyer report my item as counterfeit recently because I wouldn't let him have it for $2. And I had the exact same thing for Dr. Zeus books when they banned the Dr. Zeus books. I had someone from the US offered me $2 and they were going to report me, and I told them to shove it with the deep sea of the ocean. And then they reported me and got it taken down. So.
Oh, interesting. Because I mean, there's certain books that we are allowed to sell here in Australia that they're not allowed to actually sell in America. Because of their policies over there. So people will, I've sold a few of those sorts of things over to America, but no one's been nasty about it.
No, well, the Dr. Zeus we weren't allowed to sell as well. Like I think Dave, he'll probably put it in the chat 416 times, but pretty sure he had similar. Or Kevin had a similar thing that when the Dr. Zeus, you had the opportunity of getting through the gates and selling it before eBay picked it up and cancelled it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it was just by virtue that someone threatened me and I didn't give them what they wanted and they shut me down. Had a vintage drink stirrer removed because eBay's new plastic policy. Okay.
Oh, really?
Hello, Georgie, our new favourite UK in. How are you?
Oh, see, I would have thought a vintage drink stirrer would have been okay because you do reuse them.
Look, normal
Georgie.
life.
Another normal life, yeah.
So delay your track post was Australia. Yeah, they were using the train across, the most ethical, like the most economical mode of transport. Things are taken behind. Hello, everyone. I sold one for $350. Is that a Dr. Zeus book or is that a wedding veil from Granny? I don't know. Sandra, lady buys girl's dress, gave me a neg, said it was rubbish, got it removed. She got a different eBay, woke up 200 items sold, so I worked out who she was and sent her a $2,000 postage label.
Huh? Right.
I'll just give it a nod.
Okay.
You might have to elaborate a little bit more because I think I know what you mean, but I don't know. Were you saying that she bought 200 items off you out of spite? Then you just sent her a $2,000 postage invoice? I'm not too sure if that's what you're saying. I know that they reported me because I'd already taken the item down before it was removed. That's how he managed that. I don't know. Right. It could be because they had it in their messages or they had like that link to it from that perspective. So this vintage, what's the plastic policy we just speak of? In Australia, it is
illegal to sell single-use plastics. So you can't sell like the plastic spoons that you just go and buy. Disposable plastics, I suppose, is a thing. Yeah. So plastic, we don't get plastic plates, plastic spoons, forks, knives, straws, all those things. You can't buy them anymore.
Yeah. So if you're in Australia, I'm not too sure, Miss Vintage, you might be in the States, but everything over here is turned to paper and like literal.
Yeah.
If we go to 7-Eleven, get a Slurpee, we have to use a stupid paper straw that melts.
Yeah, and the texture is not pleasant, is it, Octo?
No, it's not. So so I don't know how fast they enforce that from that perspective, where they basically, from like Graham was saying, is that they've gone after him from that perspective. But it might be just a case of changing your keywords or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
Great costumes. Hello, everyone. Hey, Roman. How you going,
Roman?
Mate? Yes, out of spite, I sent her a $2,000 invoice. That's good. Well, that's Octo approved. There you go. I'll give you a thumbs up for that one. Can you hear me, Granny? I think I've
yes, I can.
I'm fantastic. I unmuted myself. I think there's something like plastic laws in Germany as well. Oh, there we go. Yeah. We're down the way of Germany.
It's all supposedly to be, environmentally friendly.
I'm not that disgruntled. Well, I am. You missed me by about half an hour, well, probably an hour, Roman, because I had a costume on earlier, and to say I was disgruntled, it would be an understatement. So much drama trying to list all the items. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Australia. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize eBay was cracking down this as also.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I really. Yeah.
Start of October, I think that started. Or start of September. Anyway. Recently.
And it could be just buzzwords or keywords that you're using that potentially could get it done. Like vintage, plastic straw stir or something along those lines of that might have a couple of things that might get triggered from that perspective. Where you might just change it to a vintage, barman drink stir or something along the lines of that.
Yeah, cocktail mixer.
Yeah, that's right. They just leave the material filled empty.
Exactly.
Feel free to mute yourself again. I know where you live, Blake. I'll send another YouTuber with long blonde hair around to say hello. All the Halloween ghosts are ready to come out tomorrow. Well, it's Halloween today, Roman.
It's Halloween today for us, Roman.
We're gonna let you know how it goes tonight. Yeah, swizzle sticks. Yeah, well, that's right.
That's
have a go at swizzle sticks.
Love a good swizzle stick.
That's right. I don't know, Granny. Has anyone else got a question in the chat that this is an ask us anything chat, and we've only been really asked one thing, which I was expecting a little bit more controversy, but
I was too, or even maybe personal. Like, but nobody's asked us anything like that.
Yeah, but yeah, by all means, yeah, we'll wrap it up in the next couple of minutes if you haven't got any questions. And like I said, we'll be back on Granny's chat tonight at 8 p.m. Australian daylight savings time. So by all means, jump on there and have a chat from there. So, and if you want to pop back in there tonight, write down your questions and ask us anything. We're quite transparent, so we're more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.
We'll see what mayhem ensues.
My parcels used to get lost, bounce up and down around the country when printing address labels and lodging over the counter. Switch to Australia Post labels, no more bouncing parcels. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll make sure I have a cold beer ready for that YouTuber. You can't drink anymore. You can't drink anymore. So
frothy.
It's all right.
As you would call it.
What's right? We transcend time, Roman.
In a lot of ways too, Roman, not just in time, I can tell you.
That's right.
Yes, well, some people think we do live in that big, strange land down under. Actually, they wrote a song about it.
Yeah. The plastic ban also extends to tea bags until companies. Yeah, it's just ludicrous. Like,
it's ridiculous.
How important do you think daily listings is?
For Grumpy Granny, I think it is very important. I think if it's more so that you get in the habit and you're doing it all the time. But look, I have a little theory, and it's totally unfounded, but I do find I generally list 10 to 15 a day, right? And I find my traffic sits at a certain level, and then once I hit my 10, I start getting more traffic. And look, that could be just a timing thing that I'm ending, I've got my listings done at a similar time each day. Don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to do some data around that, but I can't prove it. But yeah, I do think it's important.
Depends, Sherry. That's who we're talking to, isn't it? I've forgotten already.
Maybe Dawn.
It really depends on what your store is, right? So, like I said, that one that I'm playing around with at the moment is a replenishable store, and I can leave it. I'll just update the numbers once a week and leave it, and it'll just do daily sales. There's nothing like that. With my other store, I find that I need to list about 3 or 4 times a day just to keep it afloat. Sorry, not 3 or 4 times a week to keep it afloat. I don't necessarily have to list every day, and I don't list every day. But like I said, it really comes down to what you're selling. If you're selling iPhones or you're selling, really hot products, you don't need to list every day. They'll probably sell as soon as you put them up if they're competitive enough. But if you're just selling, thrifted jeans or, like something that Blake sells on Depop, you might need to, and especially if it's in a very saturated field such as clothing, you might need to list that day just to give that kind of, I suppose, an algorithm boost. Just to see if it goes from that perspective. But like I said, it's all black magic and hoodoo
supposition, isn't it? But I kind of almost think it's like the algorithm gets used to what you're doing. So if you're listing, 3 times a week, it gets used to that, and it wants you to do that to, maintain sales. And same with if you are already listing daily, it wants you to keep listing daily. But that's just my opinion.
Well, someone's come from the past to tell us the sage advice we've ever got.
That is excellent advice.
Yeah, Roman's correct. If you don't have anything in the store, you can't sell it.
That's right.
And that comes down to it. I know Roman's making a joke, but it's not going to sell sitting in a pile in the corner of your desk that you haven't listed. That it might be just a case you spend a full day just doing up 100, 200 listings or something like that and trickle them over the week or whatever system works for you. But like I said, just get them listed and get them out. There's an eBay single-use plastic policy in the prohibited items now. Okay.
Yep.
Saw the documentary about paper straws and they said the chemicals are worse than plastic. The chemicals leach out.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it just annoys me when I try and drink a Slurpee and the straw folds in halfway down. Yes. Hard life. Which state are you both in? I think I missed it the other day. Well, I'm from the Bermuda Triangle and Granny's from Western Australia.
I'm from Victoria.
What's on my bolo bucket list? I don't know. I really don't look out for bolos, to tell you the truth. Like, I'm always looking for high level collectibles and all those different things. And I think Granny and I have mentioned this previously, is that I suppose my model is that I try and import things that you can't readily get in Australia because and this is going to sound horrible, but I believe at 110% is that people are inherently lazy, and they're willing to pay an inconvenience fee. So, if there's stuff like, for example, Georgie's in the UK, if there's stuff that's not available in the UK and he can get it from Australia, gets it imported, and quite possibly, can have a little, a Tim Tam, side hustle going on. And it's a very similar thing to me. So I look at products. Facebook groups. I join Facebook groups, see what people are whinging about because it hasn't been released in Australia, and see if I can source it, and I'll sell it to them from that perspective. That's my business model.
And that's not Facebook reseller groups either. That's the fan groups for those items.
Don't join the rest of the groups because but look, Granny's right. Yeah, you join the fan groups or join the Facebook the pages dedicated to different topics and different niches and stuff along the lines of that, because a lot of the popular things, where am I? Which tentacle am I getting? That green thing up there, that's Cthulhu. It's a designer toy, right? So there's a whole Facebook group dedicated to whatever that brand is. I can't remember what it is. It's just an octopus. So, potentially go into that group and they might say, hey, look, I'm really looking for one of these green octopus things in the background of this video. I can't get it because it wasn't released in Australia. So that's when you use your initiative to go looking at sourcing channels and see how quickly you can get it in. Or even just do a sneaky self-promotion and say, hey, look, I had a look for you and I found one that was on eBay. This guy called the Disgruntled Octopus is selling it, and this is how much it is. So, just associate yourself and just pop it in for that perspective.
Make a separate account and
kick up the butt. Yeah, everyone needs a kick up the butt.
Yes.
If you don't have any, we've got that one. Sell vintage finds, not have a shop. Just do it as if,
So
and
when you find stuff, you sell it. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's death piles. Yeah, some people are for death piles, some people are against. I'm more against, but. Like I said, it's people are they're adults, right? Manage your own affairs.
Yeah, and look, it's one of those things because there are some experts that will tell you not to have that death pile, and that's fine and well if you're living in a metropolitan area where you've got easy access to a lot of op shops or from wherever you source from, and so that you can get enough each day to go and buy what you want to list for that day and list it. Pardon me, but if you're in a rural area like I am, I can't do that. I've got to have a little bit of a death pile because I might not get anything next time.
Yeah, and it might be a case of just doing eBay arbitrage or Amazon arbitrage and all those different things. I'm not saying that drop ship from Amazon to all those different things, but look at certain niches and go, oh, well, Amazon's having a Prime Day, and that item that's normally in hot demand will quite potentially be in hot demand at Christmas is half price. And I'm doing that at the moment, right? Like I'm actually going on there and buying stock up in on Amazon, knowing full well that either at Christmas it will sell out, or potentially next Christmas I'll probably quadruple my money or something along the lines of that. So I've got the that's my business model. So. Like I said, it's not going to work for everyone. You need a little bit of a cash outlay from those different things. And by all means, don't put it on a credit card and don't spend money that you haven't got. But it might be a case, and
even if you haven't got the cash flow now, start looking in if that's what the sort of thing you want to do. Now's the time to look into it while you build your cash reserve by selling the stuff that you've already got in your death pile.
Yeah. So what I was going to say, Granny, and Granny's 150% correct because I'm just going to mix it around, is that if you sell just say if you have $100 profit of the item you sold, break it down and say, all right, $15 goes into a cash account that I can use to, spend into new niches or, as an experiment account, because you're not wasting money that you haven't got. You're building up a little cash reserve that you can dip your toes or dip your tentacles into different areas to try new areas. But like I said, just don't go spending $15,000 or $1,500 because someone on YouTube told you it was fantastic to buy Funkless. I don't know if he's still here. But like I said, that something along the lines of that is that just set aside a proportion of your payouts or your profit, all these different things, into a separate account. And when you do build up a little bit, you could probably buy longer tail items or potentially give you a longer profit margin coming, a bigger profit margin coming back. But do your research.
Tim Tams are the best, Georgie. Yep, quite agree.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah, Tim Tams are overrated, especially if you try so long and often dodgy things which are needed, especially materials and education supplies.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the chemicals leaking, I think. Very cool
Oh,
today.
thank
Well,
you. Look, I'll even
least-
put my veil back on for you.
I was going to say, at least one of us is cool. I'm burning up under here.
Well,
hit
even
the
with
like-
this over my face, it's still not too bad. It's warm.
Yeah, well-
Can't see very well, though.
Well, I've got to say, yeah, either hit the like button or the subscribe button, because we've more than well smashed the 4,000 watch hours. So we
Yeah.
really we more need it from a subscriber stance at this point. But,
Yes, we need some subscribers.
yeah, because world domination doesn't come cheap, unfortunately. Starting to look like one of Grumpy Granny, nice and long. I'll get nothing done. Well, that's right. Well, I'm trying to wrap it up, but Granny keeps talking. I'm going to head off. Lots of loads to wash. Don't wash them together, Blake. That's one mistake I learnt.
Yes, Blake.
Have a good day.
Be mindful of your colours.
Have a good one, Blake. 37 in Brisbane today. I would literally melt. That'd
be nice. Better than here. I've actually got a little heater on the floor
really?
in here because it's chilly this morning here.
Cool. All right. I think we'll wrap it up, Granny, because that 37 degrees is maybe just like sweat some more, and I need to slither back into the Octo tank.
Yes, I need to go and do some listing.
4,000 quality hours. Well, it's never quality with us, Graham.
That's
it
one depends on your definition of quality, doesn't it?
That's right. Unfortunately, a lot of those watch hours came from a very controversial subject, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But
yes,
that's it.
Blake.
On our party.
Well, I thought it would be colour because Blake can't distinguish between the colours, so it'd be white. Go with colour.
That's right. Yeah. But on that note, well, yes, you wash all your clothes with the white ones. So we'll say goodbye for now. And like 8 p.m. tonight, if you're Australian, I don't know what time that is in the UK or the US.
Yes.
But we'll see you again then. Thanks for watching.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.